It is officially time to start Season 3 here in our draft-only expansion franchise on NBA 2K25, and I am very excited to get this season underway. I think for the first time here in this series, we have a team that has a chance to be really competitive. I'm not talking about like 3 seed in the West or anything, but certainly somebody that I expect has the talent to compete for a play-in spot this season. One thing I really like is we are up to 4 stars in system proficiency in 7 seconds. Some of the progress we made. I mean, look at Jalen Duren, pretty much max. Everybody's in really good shape. I mean, Cameron McKnight is our worst player there, but I mean, we could substitute Lonzo Ball. We still have 4 stars, but he is max system proficient here. Josh Green is really good. Isaiah Joe's really solid. Hardy's kind of the one guy that doesn't really fit it. Leonard Miller's solid, and who I bet even Hardy won't look as bad once we go to center. No, yeah, he doesn't fit it at all. But backup center being the only guy who's not really in it with the system is something I'm really okay with. Lamont Powers, he has some good ratings. It's been too bad of a team, really, I would say, to judge how good of a coach he is, but this is the year. If we can make a play-in spot, I think it would be good for him, or even a playoff spot. I think if we can make the playoffs this year, that would look good on Lamont Powers. I don't know if just making the play-in alone would be, enough to say it's a good coaching job. That's kind of more of what I expect maybe from this team. I think being top 10 seed is not far-fetched at all. If we can end up actually getting a playoff series as like the 7 or 8 seed in the playoffs, yeah, that would, I think, be pretty impressive this year. But time to start seeing if Lamont Powers is somebody that we can plan on being a coach for the long term. Time to start seeing kind of who of these role players are long-term guys versus guys that we should probably be looking to replace in the draft in these next couple of seasons. A lot of evaluations will be done this season that we haven't quite been able to do so far up to this point in the series. And it all starts today with a home game against the Philadelphia 76ers. And just like that, Season 3 officially underway at home against the Philadelphia 76ers. A lot of the same core that we know here from real life on this team, just a little bit older here. And with this new season starting, I want to hear your predictions for this Vancouver Blizzard team. I think my official prediction will be the 9 seed. I can't say whether or not I think we'll win come the play-in team, but I'm pretty confident we'll be a play-in caliber team this year. Saramago gets the season started with a 3-point shot, but he can't get it to fall. Lano Banton gets the scoring going for the Knights. Catch and shoot 3 from the outside. Trying to find Saramago inside. The pass a little bit off the mark, but Mago able to reel it in and get his first basket. 1 for 2 early here. Nice defense there to force the miss. Albert Ellis driving in the inside, kicking it back out to Mago. Takes the screen from McKnight and drills the mid-range jumper. 2 early baskets, been all Saramago to start Albert Ellis's first shot of his career. Pretty good look, but he can't get it to fall. Maxey kick out to Paul George. No good there. Had the space to fire. Looking for another Saramago shot here. It's been all Ayrton Saramago to start this game. He's taken all but one of our shots so far. Nice defense sticking into the hip pocket of Tyrese Maxey there by the rookie Albert Ellis. Another Saramago look here. This time no good. Just 1 for 3 early from beyond the arc. He should be a much better shooter this year, and he's certainly not been shy about taking these long shots. In transition now, up top for Duren, and the fantastic finish. And a beautiful pass there to hit him right on the money. Unfortunately, though, a very questionable decision making on that foul beyond the 3-point line there. Nice help defense, force Forces a turnover there by Joel Embiid. Max Christie going up against Blanton and gets a shot at the free throw stripe there. Nice strong take by Max Christie, who of course, I hadn't mentioned it yet, but he does get the start here in game one. Talked last stream about it being a decision between Max Christie and Josh Green for that 5th starter spot. We're going to give Christie the first run here. See what he can do with it. Lonzo Ball finds Max Christie. Good look. And the results you want there on the 3-point shot attempt makes it 13-9 here. Step back for Maxey, no good. Rookie backup center Andre Hardy into the game alongside Lonzo Ball, who has a nice finish with the left on that shot attempt. Maxey, straightaway 3, no good, and a nice rebound by Hardy. Vancouver going the other way. It's a quick trigger 3 by the Brazilian Beast, who gets another shot to go. High volume scoring for Saramago here in the first quarter, and the tip back by Joel Embiid. Mago with it, driving in, dishing out to the Rook. Hardy, tough shot, not gonna go, but he's got a chance here at his first ever NBA points here at the charity stripe, as long as he doesn't go 0 for 2. He does miss the first one, but as long as he makes this, which he will, he actually gets his first NBA point prior to 3rd overall pick Albert Ellis, who of course is making his NBA debut today on opening night. Post opportunity here for Saramago. The double comes, but it doesn't much matter. He has a nice drop step there, showing off the power in the post. Gets another shot here, not quite as good of a result as Connor Wells, one of the top picks in this last draft, has come onto the court for Philadelphia. Down to 3 minutes left here in this first quarter. Saramago in transition. Beautiful step back right over the top of the rookie for the basket. Makes it 23-11. Early for the Vancouver Blizzard, but 3rd-year man Jared McCain with a nice jumper there. Brings it back to single digits. No good on the first Saramago look, but he gets another. He has been all over the place offensively for us in this quarter. Not making everything, but certainly making a lot of his opportunities here. That's a nice pass by Josh Green. I didn't even see much space for that one, but Josh Green picks up the assist. 49-19. Saramago gets a screen from Hardy, feeds it inside to him, tough finish, and it's just off. Another screen for Saramago, step back, thought about shooting it, decides not to, swings it to Joe, back to Mago, needs to throw something up, and he gets it to go. What a shot from Mago. Now 2 seconds left in the first quarter, and he's going to get himself to the free throw line. Already 23 points in this first quarter. I knew Ayrton Saramago in year 2 was going to be a different animal, but I wasn't expecting a 25-point first quarter to begin the year. Albert Ellis now checks back into the game as Mago takes his first rest and unfortunately starts the second quarter with a turnover, and Jared McCain turns it into a tough mid-range jump shot. He's been playing well so far to start. Off the inbound, Ellis has a good look from the corner, but is 0 for 2 with a turnover so far. Has another chance here in isolation. Hop step layup is good, plus the foul. What a basket by Albert Ellis. This is the kind of stuff that we saw at Arkansas. Just a very crafty finisher, and gets his first NBA basket in style. McCain with a miss here, one of the few misses for him. He's been excellent for Philly, their best offensive player so far. Double team comes for Embiid, and they get the stop. Like what I'm seeing from this defense going against Joel Embiid here. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing on that step back three from Albert Ellis. A couple of really nice baskets for him here to start the second quarter. Jared McCain continues his strong play. And speaking of strong, a very confident take inside for Albert Ellis and earns himself a pair of free throws. Able to knock both of those down. So now it's Embiid in the post against Duren. Gets another shot at it, but Jalen Duren signed that $36 million a year contract. The 2+1 in the offseason, and so far the defense against Joel Embiid has been excellent. This time on the pick and roll, Embiid had a little bit more space to operate and gets the layup to go. 45-30 here. Albert Ellis inside to Duren, and that was a beautiful pass and an even better finish through all that traffic there by Jalen Duren. Good contest, but the three-pointer is still good there for Philadelphia. Albert Ellis, tough layup, and couldn't get it to go off glass. McCain driving in on Isaiah Joe, gets another basket. How good has Jared McCain been for Philadelphia so far? McKnight from the corner has to just kind of create something out of nothing, and that is not his strong suit. Would like to try to get McKnight involved a little bit more in different areas, though, with more off-ball stuff, which is his specialty. In transition, Philadelphia will get the foul call. That is already Jalen Duren's fourth foul. One of the weaknesses of creating these custom lineups is the coach will not take anybody out for foul trouble, and so you have a much greater risk of fouling players out with this style, but it is really the only way, in my opinion, to get like good minutes in 2K25. Otherwise, I feel like starters always play more than you want. The backups don't play as much, as well as the backups just all play together, which I don't like either. Albert Ellis, another step back jumper there. Hasn't been perfect, certainly has his misses, but I'm really liking these flashes we're seeing from Albert in this second quarter. Has the ball here, swings it to McKnight for three. Not a ton of space there, and it's off the mark. Philadelphia in transition, they find Martin. Streaking to the basket for the easy two. Saramago checks back into the game and finds Jalen Duren in the pick and roll for the two-hand flush. Paul George. Great defense by McKnight. And the look is just strong. Saramago in transition. And I'm really liking the pace that I'm seeing from this team. A lot of very early shot clock, aggressive looks. And that's, of course, a core of the 7 seconds or less system. You haven't been doing it a ton here to start. Tough layup by Albert Ellis is no good the first 2 years, but here to start year 3, this lineup is taking advantage of these transition opportunities in this game, I think, quite nicely. Mid-range basket there by Paul George makes it 56-48. Christie trying to go up top for Duren, but that was never there. Maxey pulls up from just inside the free throw line, missed it, grabs his own board, and goes off glass for 2. We led by just under 20 points earlier on in the quarter. It's all the way down to 6. The turnaround jumper by Mago is off. Martin finds himself at the free throw line here. 4 seconds remaining in the half. 51-56, and that will be the score of the ball game. Although that 3/4 shot from Ayrton Saramago wasn't too terribly far off. But not a great way to finish the half there. Ayrton Saramago with 27 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists at the half. Only other man in double digits is Albert Ellis, though he is 3 for 9. Duren with double-digit rebounds in the first half. Great look for Albert Ellis to start the second half, but can't get it to fall. Maxey on the other end misses as well. Ellis trying to find Saramago on the inside, and that's an easy basket with the separation created there with the off-ball screen. George left just enough space on the outside to get it to go. Trims it to a 4-point game. We're going back to Ayrton on the inside. And Martin just cannot cover Ayrton Saramago. One of the smaller power forward starters out there. And Saramago has been taking advantage of it this entire game. Of course, didn't play much in the second after playing the entire first quarter. But still has obviously had a massive impact on this game. Max Christie, pick and roll, and Saramago, another touch at the rim there. I'm really liking this shot selection. He's certainly taken some threes, and now that he has an 8 3-pointer, I don't mind it. But very aggressive, taking things inside tonight for Ayrton Saramago. I'm liking the results, just like I like the result of that Green Light McKnight 3. I'd like to see him get some more shots up here in the second half. He will play more in the second half than he did in the first, just as a nature of our rotation. Not a great look there in transition, but Jalen Duren makes up for it with the block at the other ends. A little bit of a wild two-way sequence there. Transition didn't work out for either team. And now Max Christie on the wing. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Max Christie as a starter. He's providing pretty much exactly what I want out of my 5th starter so far in this game. Good defense by McKnight again. Of course, he excels at that area, and he's been showing it here in this game. Not a great pass there, and it's going to result in a Philadelphia transition dunk. Saramago from the mid-range, quick to fire and quick to score. Vancouver leads by 9 as Embiid goes for the turnaround shot, and he's definitely a presence there on the interior. Saramago, another basket there. We're feeding him the ball inside, and he has been unstoppable here in the opening nights of Season 2, and there's a bit of a welcome to the NBA moment for Andre Hardy as Joel Embiid goes right over the top of him for the flush. McKnight, space, top of the key, drills the 3. And he's starting to get going a little bit here in the third. I like to see it. No good for Isaiah Joe off this screen. But that's a good look. I think we'll take that all day. Good recovery defense there by Lonzo Ball to force the miss. It's an 11-point ball game here as Joel Embiid follows up the miss. Goes back up and misses again. Nice pressure there defensively. I really like the way we're playing both Maxey and Embiid in this game. We're keeping the score pretty low for a Philadelphia 76ers squad. It has some offensive firepower. Actually does get that one to go in transition, bringing it back to single digits. McCain, excellent there in the first half. Gets blocked on this layup attempt. Isaiah Joe feeds it to Hardy. Pump fakes and gets it to go the block into the basket. A nice two-way sequence for the rookie making his NBA debut. Actually starting to get things going a little bit here. Saramago. Easy layup there with the left. Puts him up to 40 points on the day already. He's had dominant first and third quarters here. McCain, another basket. Probably been the best Sixer today. This time, Mago pulls up from 3 and misses. Now we feed him in the post. This is where he's been dominant. Passing the ball around. No easy shots yet. Good rotation. But nice ball movements. And ultimately, an open shot for the Blizzard. Results in a Lonzo Ball basket there. Lonzo with it again, has space to pull up mid-range and back-to-back baskets for Lonzo. Going to be playing more of that 6th man role for us this year. I think he has a chance to really excel at it. One of my favorite things for Season 3 is having like an actual point guard playing for all 48 minutes. And I think we're seeing the results here in this first game of Season 3. there hasn't really been a big stretch of basketball where we've struggled to score, and that was oftentimes the case whenever Lonzo and Mago were off the courts. This offense became super stagnant. Yet through 3 quarters, I feel like, there's always going to be bad possessions in the game, but for the most part, we're running actions, we're finding good shots, and we're getting good results like that Jalen Duren inside and one shot. He gets another attempt here. This one can't get it to fall. Vancouver leads by 18. Embiid in transition, left all by his lonesome for 3. McCain off an Embiid screen, fires and hits again. Just like that. From 18 to 12. Albert Ellis. Solid look from the mid-range, but he can't get it to drop. Ricky Council on the other end, off glass, and it's an 8-0. Philadelphia 76ers run to get it back down to 10 points. Jalen Duren breaks the top off there. Just talked about how there wasn't really a lull in the offense. That was a mini lull there. Several possessions with no baskets, but Duren ends it. Now in transition, finds Leonard Miller cutting to the basket and puts the ball right there. Jalen Duren kind of just taking some of these rebounds and taking the ball up himself. He's been working a decent bit for us. And a nice 3-point shots by Albert Ellis there right off the screen. Didn't have a ton of space, but did not need it. Batten there takes the screen and turns it into a mid-range jump shot. 14-point ball game. Max Christie left all alone. All the actions going on the other side took the attention from the Philly defense. Christie able to make the most of it. McKnight running a play for him from beyond the arc, but maybe a little bit too far beyond the arc that time. Nice acrobatic finish from Max Christie, and the lead's back out to 17. Embiid inside, gets the basket. Now under 5 minutes left. As long as Vancouver can continue a solid scoring pace, they should come out with the victory. And a spinning shots by Albert Ellis. We'll add on to that lead. Joel Embiid with the miss. Saramago takes it. Gives it to Christie in transition, and he drills another 3. Max Christie with 15 in his first start here. I'm liking the decision to start Max Christie so far. That 3-pointer makes it a career night for Ayrton Saramago, or maybe it was that shot right there. Can't remember if his previous career high was 42 or 43, but 45 points there for Saramago. Thought he might try to go for 50 here, but ended up playing pretty unselfishly down the stretch. This would be his last shot here. This was our last possession. I was hoping we could get a Saramago 3 to have him drop 50 on opening night for the first time in his career. But we'll settle for a career high 47 and a 19-point victory to begin our 3rd season. This game showcased the potential that this team has in several areas. I mean, Saramago is going to be a different animal here in his 2nd season. I think that was made very clear, as he is the obvious choice for player of the game. A 47-point double-double for Ayrton Saramago is just brilliant stuff. He was unstoppable, especially in those first and third quarters, putting the team on his back, taking a lot of shots, but doing really well with them. Took 30 shots today, 47, 11, and 5. Albert Ellis, 16 points on 18 shots. You saw the highlights of him, but you saw what's probably going to plague him for most of his rookie season. Don't know how well he's going to do efficiency-wise until he can get those badges up. Duren with a double-double on 5 of 7. Overall, I think an excellent team victory. A ton of different players chipping in and doing their part. I had mentioned the possibility of these lineups resulting in some unfortunate foul outs. I ended up watching just off camera this Knicks game, and we were doing really well, but Saramago fouled out in 17 minutes because the game just wouldn't take him out. So beginning of the third quarter, Saramago fouled out, and as you could see based on that fourth quarter, how we ended up losing the third as well, we went from a pretty good lead to end up losing this game because of that foul out situation. So something I'll have to monitor a bit. I don't really know what the fix is because I don't want to not use my custom lineups. I like my custom lineups. But if we're going to have Saramago fouling out in 17 minutes, that's going to be a problem for us. I mean, Julius Randle, you could see, was his matchup, of course, 18 free throws. So, yeah, fouling was a bit of a problem in this game. Hopefully that's just an isolated incident and it's not a problem that we see a ton of, or else I'm going to have to make some sort of adjustment here to keep it from happening, because fouling out in the beginning of a third quarter for your superstar player just isn't something that you can have happen. Speaking of, let's show this custom rotation that I'm using. This is what I've got here. For the rotation we'll have to start the year, one of Albert Ellis or Ayrton Saramago will be on the court at all times. Lonzo doesn't get the start, but he does get 24 minutes, which is the same amount of minutes that Max Christie is getting. So he's really an honorary kind of fifth starter. Josh Green getting 20 minutes at the small forward spot. Isaiah Joe only getting 16 minutes is just kind of how it shakes out. I think we have a lot of guards and wings off the bench. We don't really have, like, Leonard Miller is our only probably true forward off the bench on the team. So that's something that we could be looking towards once we start to think about the draft. It's too early to think about the draft, but I feel like we're more set kind of at the guards and the wings now than we are at the forward spot, where we really have kind of Saramago. It depends on if you view McKnight more as a wing or a forward. I still view him kind of more as a wing, but just something to think about once we start looking at the draft next year. But I really liked what I saw from the rotation here today. I liked, until Saramago fouled out, what I was seeing from it when I watched it against the Knicks game as well. Not going to do a ton of simulating here. We'll start simulating some games, of course, in the next episode. But that's all I've got here for our opening day bout against the Philadelphia 76ers. I do actually want to show you one thing. I know I said we're not going to start thinking about the draft yet, but of course, you all saw at the end that we used auto-generated draft class. And of course, I usually add a player or two to those, but this guy I did not add. I just have to show him to you because he's insane. Alan Larson, B+ overall, 7'4", is about to enter the NBA. Lawrence Barber I added to this class. He's the only guy I've added to this class so far because Alan Larson is so good that I didn't feel like I needed to do much to bolster this class. So somebody's gonna get an absolute stud. I'll have to get him more scouted to determine whether or not I think he's generational. I need to see something like his badges and stuff. Don't know what his potential is yet, but even though we're not talking about the draft yet, probably for a couple of episodes, I just had to show you what looks like he could be an insane prospect coming out of this next draft. And I guess one more thing I could show you here is just kind of what we're working on for our individual training yet. I'm actually not sure I've even set this, so let's make sure everybody has it where we want it. Albert Ellis being an all-around, I think, is fine. It worked out really well last season to have Saramago on all-around, so I think we're going to keep him on all-arounds as well. Defensive for Jalen Duren, I like two-way for Christie is good. Let's go to Josh Green, two-way is fine. Outside scoring for Hardy, probably not. I would rather him focus on being a good rebounder. Would be what I would want there. That's fine. That's fine. So there you have it. Here's our individual training. I showed the mentorships during the stream, but in case you did not catch it, you have Draymond Green on Saramago, Kelly Oubre on McKnight, and Cameron Payne on Albert Ellis. So I think we got a good mentorship situation going for the squad this year. And I'm excited to see if what we saw in game 1 can be something that we see consistently, because my 9 seed prediction might be a little low from what I saw from that first game. Philadelphia is not great, mind you. They picked towards the top of this last class, so that's something to keep in mind. But that was easily the best game that we have played so far in this series, and gets me excited to continue season 3, which will be coming back soon. And until then, bring the Blizzard.